Considerations for perinatal and home visitation staff, using CUES in earlier visits as a bridge or a segue to screening for IPV in a later visit, brought to you by Futures Without Violence. In this video, you will see a follow-up to a CUES conversation that happened in the prior visit. During that last visit, there was a disclosure about Alessandra's partner Natalia losing it, getting loud and angry. Notice that while CUES universal education was done with grandma present in the last visit, it is essential to do any IPV screening when you are alone with the client. Notice how a previous CUES conversation can help as a segue into using the IPV screening tool. It helps the specificity of the IPV screening connect back to the larger goal of reducing isolation and recognizing ACEs and IPV are common and often overlap.
She should be waking up any minute now. She just found her voice and she is loud.
I love that, Alessandra, and I can't wait to hold her. But I'm dying to know about the job.
Oh, that's right. We haven't talked since the interview. Abby, I got the job.
Yay, that is awesome. Did you find that they were able to be flexible with you?
Yeah, they're pretty flexible, so that's nice.
That's great. Okay, I want to switch back to something that's been in the back of my brain. You know, last time that I was here, we had a conversation about you and Natalia getting back together and that things can get difficult sometimes. Well, during our last visit, I reviewed the Connected Kids cards with you and your mom, and we talked about supports for both you and Natalia. Well, today, I brought a tool to fill out that's going to help me understand more details about your relationship and see if there might be additional things that could be helpful to you. I want to remind you that in our state, being hurt by a partner doesn't mean that I have to report that to child welfare unless the child is in danger of being physically hurt. And also, you can skip anything that you don't want to answer. Any questions?
No, thanks. I understand what you're saying. Okay.
Okay, let's review what you shared. Some tension in the relationship. Okay. Sometimes made to feel bad or down. And sometimes you feel frightened. Thank you for sharing this with me. How'd it feel to fill out the form?
It made me feel sad. Why don't you ask about the good things about her? I'm worried that you're going to think that she's this bad person, and she isn't.
Alessandra, I completely agree with you. And I am sorry that our tools don't see the whole person. They just look for the problems and don't see the good stuff that we also know is there. We're trying to change that to make our questions less one-sided. Separate from the form issues, I want you to know that I really heard you when you said that Natalia isn't just one thing and that she's a good person. It made me so glad that you shared with me that Natalia took responsibility for acting out and that she can be loving.
Thank you seriously so much for listening to me. I mean it. Sometimes I feel like you're the only one that does. You know, basically my mom doesn't listen to me 90% of the time, but I make do. I know Natalia hasn't been here for a while, but I think she'd like to come to the next visit if that's okay.
I love that she wants to come. I was planning on reviewing the cards that I shared with you last time. I think it's important for Natalia to know that she's not the only one that had a difficult childhood, that those experiences can make some people quicken to anger, and there are strategies that can help. We know that people can change and grow. I'm your partner in this, and I just want to support you and what's best for your family.
Abby, thank you so much. Seriously.
Well, we got this. Actually, you got this, and I'm just following your lead.
In this video, we see how the home visitor uses an earlier CUES conversation as a segue to asking more specific questions using the WAST screening tool alone with the client on a separate visit. We also see what it feels like to have strengths left out of these IPV screening conversations. We also see the home visitor talking about the limits of confidentiality prior to IPV screening, helping the client understand the law around mandatory reports to child welfare. Because these laws differ from state to state, please change up the script to reflect your state law. For more information and resources, visit www.futureswithoutviolence.org. This video was written and directed by Rebecca Levinson and produced by Futures Without Violence. Production and post-production services provided by Stream It Right LLC.